In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do the cowl in the shadows, and this is a really interesting stitch. I've never seen this stitch before, and in fact it's called the shadow stitch. Let's explore this in just a moment. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on cowl in the shadows just like this. This is such an easy pattern that it's not even funny. I'm going to be showing you the stitch work in order to complete it. I don't need to do the entire cowl on camera with you. We're going to be using a Patons classic wool today mixed with Patons color wool, and together it makes a really interesting combination just like you see here. So what we have here is that, do you see that you can actually see through the stitches? Do you see that? I'm going to move stuff out of the way in the background and do it again. Watch. See how you can see right through it? So this is a really interesting stitch. It's called the shadow stitch, and basically it's the way that you're going in your Tunisian in order to create that. This obviously makes the pattern go a lot quicker because it has a lot more stretch to it, and it's a really interesting idea. So today we're going to use a size 10mm or a size N Afghan hook just like so, and I'm going to be using my yarn, and this is so easy. Again, it's not even funny. So let's take a quick look at the sample that I created. So we have colors changing every other row, and what's happening here is that we're not cutting our yarn each and every time, but in actual fact we're gonna carry it across. So do you see how it's carrying over from one side to the other? We're gonna be doing that throughout today's tutorial. So this is just a small sample so you can see where I've left off here. So what's gonna happen on this particular one is that once we get back to this side, we are going to grab on the new color and go all the way back and then come all the way forward and then change color again, and it's just a matter of where we're grabbing it. Never seen the way that it's actually going into the stitch up until this particular sample, so it's kind of a neat idea to learn something new at the same time. So basically, because you don't have to cut yarn, you'll find this will go extremely quickly. So let's begin. I'm grabbing my Patons classic wool, and this is Roving, and I'm going to create a slip knot. And let's grab on our Afghan hook right now. So as per the instructions, it says that we're to chain 37. Well, I'm just gonna be teaching you the stitch today because once you understand the stitch, basically you can pound this off pretty quickly. So remember, the one in the hook never ever counts as one. So let's just create a chain, and yours will be 37. Mine's only gonna be 10. So we're just gonna make our chain as normal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and you're going to go all the way to 37. So go to 37 and meet me back here in just a moment. So with Tunisian, just like we would normally start, we want to go second chain from the hook. So go 1 and 2, turn it over and get the back loop only, and insert your hook into there and yarn over and pull through and hold that on your Afghan hook just like so. Make sure that when you go to do it, you kind of move it down the shaft of your Afghan hook. If you leave it down here, the narrow edge will make the stitches inconsistent. So you want to shift it so where it's down the shaft where the stitch work will all be consistent. So just continue to work down the chain, yarn over and slide, and you will get in the habit of doing this so quickly. I'm telling you, you are gonna be laughing. So just continue to go. You're going to go all the way down your chain, and when you're done you will have a total of 37 loops on your hook. Now if you don't have 37, it's not a deal breaker. It doesn't matter for this particular stitch. It's all pretty well, it's really simple. So if you don't have 37, don't cry about it. Don't frog your work. Just keep on going. Just make sure it's long enough for you to be able to enjoy it. So I'm going all the way to the end and going into the end stitch. So the last one here, and I'm yarning over and going. So normally with simple stitch or anything like that, we would just yarn over the first one and then yarn over 2 and then 2 and 2 and all the way back. But this time we're gonna change our color right now and bring on the new color. So what I recommend is just create a slip knot for the very first time and leave on enough of the string so that you can bury that into your work with a darning needle. So what you want to do is that you don't want to finish the green here. You want to add on your new color. So just slip it onto the hook and just make sure it gets down that shaft so you get the nice thickness that you need, and just just pull that one through the first loop only. So it's just like regular Tunisian. Now just let that green one fall out of the way. You're not gonna worry about it, and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and continue that all the way across. So yarn over and pull through 2 until you end up with 1 loop left on your Afghan hook. Now how we're gonna start the shadow stitch is just in a moment, and the way that we get started is not typical for Tunisian, and so we're gonna be showing you that in just a moment. To start the Tunisian shadow stitch, normally we would just go into the first one. This is simple crochet or simple stitch, just going in and just doing your wonders. But we're not gonna do that this time. This time to start, we're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop, so it's just a chain. So what you wanna do is on the very first one here, is that you wanna turn it over, and you can see that there is a line of stitches that are popping up. Okay, do you see it? It's right here. And what you want to do is that you want to insert your hook into that particular strand only. So just insert into that strand. Once you do the first one, the rest of them are easy. So just yarn over and pull through and leave it on your hook. So now you can see the next one is just right there, here, here. Do you see it? Once you do that first one, they pretty well, it kind of shifts the row a little bit, and it gets easier. And you just want to use that particular string in order to work your way across. So this is what's creating that gapping, really kind of transparent look in between the stitches, because normally we would be in the front or the back, sometimes even a knit stitch, and it would fill it in. But this, by doing it this way, it's allowing that gap to kind of stay in the bottom section. So you want to work your way all the way across, and you want to work all the way back to the very beginning to where you started. So this is called the end stitch. So you just want to continue just to get the both loops on the end, yarn over and pull through. So that's the only one that you do not change. So now that you've gone all the way back with this color and back again, you're simply just going to drop this yarn, grab the green, and put the green back into your hands. Tighten it up a little bit. Don't over tighten it. Don't be crazy. So just get it back into your hand, and then start and going in the return pass. So you just yarn over, pull through the first one only, and then yarn over and pull through 2 and 2, and do that all the way back. Okay, so let's so there you go. So you can see the kind of nice gapping. So this time let's do the pass again. So we're just gonna yarn over and chain 1 first, and then just turn it, and you can see the line. You see it's right there. They're kind of just popping up like a camel. Just go into the very first one that you find. Getting that first one is always the most trickiest part, at least it is for me. Okay, get that first one in, yarn over, pull through and collect it, and then just move yourself down the line. Not sure why always the first one. I think maybe it's because I'm tense or something. So going back all the way with the green. So we're only ever gonna change color on this side of your work. The other side will always be the nice side that you can wear it by your neck and nobody would ever see that you're carrying color across. And really once you get it all done anyway, the carrying of color is not a big deal anyway, because the colors are quite a nice blend. Okay, so make sure you go into that final one as well on the end stitch, just like there. Okay, so now that you're back here again, just drop your green, grab your next color up, yarn over, pull through the first one, and then continue to yarn over and pull through 2. And this is called the shadow stitch. So you're gonna do the entire cowl that way. So let me just go back. Okay, so once you decide that you had enough of your project and you got it to the directions that you need in the pattern, all you just have to do is that you have to do a cast off. So what we're going to do to cast off is that we're gonna yarn over, and this time we're gonna still go into the back or into that top loop there. Okay, so just where we've been working all along. You want to go there because you want the final row to look consistent to the rest of the project. Yarn over and pull through that one and the original loop, and you are going to work your way across by pulling through and through. And this is creating a beautiful bind off that matches the rest of your stitch work, so that when you put the edges together to sew them to make your cowl, that you don't have an edge that is looking out of place because it's not done in the same way. So this is a shadow stitch cast off. I don't think that's an official name for a cast off. We're just using the shadow stitch procedures and just doing a cast off at the same time. And make sure you go into your end stitch as normal. So I got one more to go. Okay. Sometimes that end stitch is kind of tricky to find. Pull through and through, and then you're done. Just trim your yarn and voila, you would have an amazing cowl after that. So this is the cowl in the shadows. This is exactly how you do it with the shadow stitch. It's really neat. It's interesting on both sides, and so you can wear it either way and still be pleased with your work. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. We'll see you.